Hey, what up, you guys? Rasathi out here in Singapore. It is midnight-ish. I don't know because we we tripped the power the other day and I still haven't set the clock back. Anyway, it's about midnight-ish on, I don't know, Thursday-ish. Okay, technically it's Friday. But just got done with a dinner to meet a new friend of mine to hang out for a little bit, and we watched the movie Oh Baby, and this is a movie from it was a Telugu movie, but it was dubbed into Tamil, and Samantha was, wow, tremendous in that movie. I could only hope to get a role like that one day, maybe, so I could exaggerate some of the storyline in order to provide comic relief as I deliver a very powerful message. So I want to talk about that today. You know how I do, listen to music, watch movies, and then I got something to say. So tonight I want to talk to you a little bit about the messages that I got from the movie Baby, because obviously my daughter's in love with the movie. She loves the way Samantha dresses and the way her hair is done. It's very old school, nostalgic, very 60s, I want to say, like Pan Am generation. Yeah. Okay. So she loves that, but then she also loves the fact that she's like very outspoken, strong young lady. It's like an old woman caught in a young woman's body, literally. But she loves it, right? But for a second reason, I actually love this movie as well. For me, it's more about the dimension of the character. I think it's beautiful that this young lady is able to portray the kind of character she as an older woman is, even though she is being exaggerating in her movements, in her speech, in her expressions and everything, because it's that much more. It is comedic for effect, but I think I related to the character even more because she was just so exaggerated. um it really portrayed the difference between how you see life as a young person versus how you see life as an older person once you've lived a little bit. So she had to, it's like a 17 again kind of concept. She went back in time, kind of, in this day and age, but, her younger self, and she got to live out her dreams. But the point being that she took all her memories and her experiences with her, so she didn't do things the same way she did before. She did them completely differently, and she took her courage with her and went all the way. So it was really amazing. But part of it also tells me that we are so terrified of letting people love us and letting people understand because we're afraid of how they might judge, how they might walk away, how they may be turned off by parts of our story that we don't even know might offend them, but we want to tell them anyway, right? So it's all of those little things that kind of come together to make a character. Powerfully done. And I really wish that people could understand it from my point of view. Like, I really wish, and that's part of the reason I did this podcast, is because I want y'all to be able to jump into my brain for a second and experience what I experienced. I saw a young woman who has fought tooth and nail. She has survived every day of her entire life until the point where she decided, until the point where she kind of dared God to stand before her and, prove to her that he didn't give her that he did give her a blessed life, is basically what she was asking, because she saw tragedy at every twist and turn. She just really was in survival mode. And in a lot of ways, I understand. I feel like I've done the same thing. It's like every time I get my feet back on solid ground, something happens and the other shoe drops. So it's been very precarious for me, and I understood her character very well. I understood completely what she was going through, what she has endured, and especially the first song she sang for the talent show, hit me hard, because in that song you really understood the things she gave up, the things she had to endure by herself, the things she couldn't ask help for because there was literally no one around that she could ask for help. And I feel that to my core. As much as my parents are around every so often, it's not a constant presence in my life. So when I find people that, return repeatedly, who are there over and over again, I feel like, wow, I found something that I can maybe hold on to, that I can anchor myself to a little bit, so I'm not so windswept, so I'm not always carried off by the tide, and not always in survival mode. So I really appreciate that. But even then, right, so this woman she's trying to understand why these things happened, why she's the way she is, why she suffered so much. She's trying to wrap her head around it. And I believe there's a pivotal character for her in this movie, and it's the record producer who is trying to get her signed for this talent show competition thing. And the advice he gives, some of it is from his own who is it, his own grandmother, and some of it is for, just life advice, and it's just amazing because it's right on point. There is one moment in the movie where she's like terrified. There's 5,000 people gonna watch this show. There's millions of people in the stands. It's gonna be telecast worldwide. She's just freaking out. She doesn't want to get out there. And she thinks like, what could I possibly give? Like, it's all well and good when you're singing at a birthday party, but you get on TV, whole different ball game, right? So she's freaking out. She's holed up in her dressing room. Yeah, this is a complete spoiler alert, y'all. And he sits down and he tells her, look, you may think that you are just another person, right? But even the moon thinks it's just a piece of rock. And we're over here looking up at the moon like, wow, they're amazing. How, how beautiful the light of the moon is, blah, blah, blah. And the moon is looking down at us thinking, I'm just a piece of rock. I wish I could be more than that. I wish I could be this. I wish I could be that. So it's like that with all of us. I think we get to that place where we're suddenly like questioning what it is that makes us special and having a really tough time wrapping our heads around the fact that we feel ordinary, that we feel like, there's not that much special about us. But in actuality, if you were to line up everyone and write down all the attributes, strengths, weaknesses, all like a SWOT analysis or whatever, you would see that all of them range, all of them place, all of them marked in different areas. And so we can't be compared. We are each of us individual and brilliant and amazing in our own ways. It's just a matter of searching for what it is that our talent and our passion, our curiosity is meant for us to leave as an impact on this world. So I really, really believe that the advice was on point for real. Like, it was really beautiful. And just in general, this movie is a total must-see. I'm in awe of Samantha and her ability to just be serious, to be, the damsel in distress, to be a comedic beauty. Just, these are goals, y'all. I want to be like Samantha. So the last thing I want to see her do is, well, not last thing, one more thing I want to see her do is actually play a villain. I think she would really be able to like stretch her wings a little bit more in that direction, but all in good time, right? So bottom line is, I loved this movie. I felt like people forget what it is to struggle, and people forget that those who struggle have built up hard walls. This is something that I taught in a class with Chantel of Wild Love Nation the other day, actually. We're really good at writing down boundaries, setting lines, telling people, okay, you know what? I don't like it when you do this. It's easy to say, I don't like when you do this. The hard part becomes when you open up to that person and tell them why you don't like it when this is happening, when you do this. For you to be able to open up and say, hey, I don't like it when you use your nails. As in when you hug me or when you touch me, I don't want to feel your nails on me because it gives me flashbacks of being with my ex-husband, because it was like precursor to abuse, maybe. You know what I mean? Or maybe I don't like it when you speak to me a specific way. If maybe it's like a word that you really don't like and it's because something's happened in the past. So I can say, don't say this, but why would be a really, really great answer. I had a young man tell me the other day, like, don't send me music. It's triggering, don't send me music. But the funny thing is, it's really, really difficult for me to communicate because I love music, and a lot of things that I would like to say, I can't. And music says it in such a way that I can co-sign almost and say, hey, this is what I feel, right? Now, we can listen to music in person together, but to send him tracks, and it's totally difficult because he's also a musician. He's looking for inspiration and he's looking for like, a sound. He produces music, he writes like all that stuff. So how do I not send you tracks? How do I not try to inspire you? And it's been the most difficult thing in the world. But what I want more than for him to tell me, don't do this, is for me to understand. I would love for him to open up and tell me, hey, this is what happened. These are the things that I lived through, and this is why. I get it. Don't do this because it hurts. Get it. I get it. And I won't. But I also feel like, you drew a line and you shut me out on that side. And so now there's no way for me to actually like get to know you better, because it's almost like that is off limits. And that's the part that I worry about. So with this movie, with Oh Baby, she actually opened up in a way that she never thought she could, and she didn't mean to. It just came from the heart. And because she lived that life, because she was able to fulfill all her dreams, and open up and write the lyrics and be the person that she's always been, she was able to mend fences with some of the people that she'd been fighting with unwittingly fighting with in her own home. And I think that's just really beautiful. So I hope you understood what I was trying to explain here. If you have any questions, please, by all means, drop me comments and I'll answer you. But a great movie, a really great movie. It's on Netflix. It's got subtitles, I believe. It's in Telugu on Netflix with subtitles. Otherwise, you can go on iNDesun and find it in Tamil, still with subtitles. So, absolutely great, great movie. Very, very sweet. Of course, I cried. Hello. um, but because it just really touched me as a parent and the struggle she went through to raise her child with really no one around. So anyway, I will catch you guys again soon, and yeah, stay tuned. Big announcements before the end of the year, because it's about that time to level up again, y'all. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.